Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Ben, proud owner of Audrey the Vintage Mobile Cinema. So I'm going to play you a 20-minute film, but the first 5 minutes of film I made that tells the history of this vehicle. In 1967, the British government made 7 of these mobile cinemas. Once the 7 were completed, they then were given a region of the UK to work, and so they would go to engineering firms. It would be a bookable thing, so an engineering firm would pick up the phone and say, would a cinema and the training man like to come along, and so on any given day they'd roll up to one place, and you can imagine it driving into whatever engineering firm it would be, and there would be a trailer at the other end of it, same body size as the cinema, and there'd be a little set of stairs here, and you'd walk up the stairs and you'd be on a ramp then, and you'd walk into the trailer. Why don't we do that? You'll notice there's no trailer here right now, but we'll walk into the cinema. And inside the cinema, you'll probably notice there's a ceiling-mounted digital projector. That's somewhat different to where it would have been in the 60s and early 70s. At the far end, if you can make out, there's 2 square windows. The window on the right would have been where the projector would have projected. It's a 16mm Bell and Howell projector, and the little window on the right, on the left, is where the projectionist would have sat through. So it's a very different interior to what it would have been back in the 60s. This is rather more salubrious now. 1930s themes. These seats came out of a 1930s cinema that was closing down in Taunton, and a selection of other cinemas as well. You'll also notice the rather nice little vintage cinema posters. This one here, Audrey Hepburn, I got from a shop in Soho. Basically, this poster was a re-release of Breakfast at Tiffany's after they had the success of My Fair Lady. So this is the cab. And the cab is constantly messy. I apologise for that. It's always in the state of undress, notwithstanding an empty cup of tea. This is just very basic digital gear. You've got a PA, you've got a switcher, and you've got Blu-ray and DVD. And I play all the films literally from a memory stick. How stark is that? It removes all the romance knowing that I'm not actually playing 16mm film. At any of those given festivals, I have access to the Pathé Archive. The Pathé Archive is possibly the most beautiful thing in the world. It's almost been built specially for someone with a mobile cinema. So I drive around the country and I can bespoke the film depending on where I am. So the Pathé Archive, it's searchable online. Just go to britishpathé.co.uk and we can be playing bespoke films to suit whatever event we're at. So as it happens, this event, Spa Valley, they've got a few films they've given me, but I've also added a few, about 8 to 10 Pathé films that complement this event. I mean, one time I went to Greenwich, and I was parked next to the Cutty Sark, and I had found some film of the Cutty Sark sailing around the estuary, but I also had some film of the Cutty Sark being pulled into the dry dock. Remarkable bit of film, and I played it. And this, at the end, I sort of started talking to the audience, and one old lady put her hand up. She said I was there that day, and I was actually stood just by the Pathé cameraman. I remember him, and the room was electric at this point, and the audience were all sort of hanging off her words. And this is all multi-generational, so you had young kids hearing it, thinking, "Wow, we're in the front of history here," and so moments like that happen every weekend, and it's glorious.